What's up, guys? Slasher here. Today we're going to take a look at Power Absorbed Set 20. We're going to tier all the leaders and see how well they look. Now that it's been a few weeks since the set has come out, we should probably take a better look at what they can provide now that people have started making deck profiles and a lot of other YouTube and content creators have been, making lists and playing them. So let's start with Invoker, the new Invoker. I think personally, the new Invoker lacks a bit of strengths. Overall, I do think that the leader can provide what is good for red, but is a bit limited to space. And I will put a description somewhere here, information of the pros and cons. But we're going to place it in the not bad. It's not bad. Not great. It's not bad. I do think the previous leader is better because it has a lot more options for defense since it is red and blue. So you can actually run like dimension magics and things like that. We also now have the robots that's practically like machine mutants, if you remember them. I would put them in kind of trash in a way, but I think in this case we're going to put it in but why? Nah, you know what? It goes in trash. It goes in trash. I think it's too dependent on its chain. It loses a lot of space because you have to run like the entire chain inside it. But overall, if you want a fun deck or you want to teach a friend how to play, I do think these are the best decks. This is actually the Machine Mutants from set 3 or something. That is how I taught a lot of my friends how to play. It's a great deck for intro players. Next, we'll take a look at Android 18. I believe Android 18 is going to be a good contender this year for blue, though it does have limited space overall. The Awakening is pretty good, and the Z Awakening is fantastic because you can end up paying 3 energies and playing one of your 5-cost Z battle cards. And then your Z battle card allows you to restand an energy. So you're only paying 2 energy for a lot of damage. It's really good. I think it's very aggressive too, but I would put it probably in very good for A tier. We're going to end up layering what do we think is better, what is worse further down the list when we get there. Next, we have Android 21. Android 21 is a strong looking deck. It does have some weaknesses that we've now seen, but I do think it's going to be very dominant in this format, and we're going to see quite a few decks. I think we're going to place it in very good for sure. What do we have here? We have the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So I've taken a look at this deck. It looks not bad, but I think that it's the chains that you play, all these little 15k cards, they don't have deflect or anything. So if you play it, they can be easily counterplayed or removed, and they don't offer a lot of things that they're doing, and they're a bit dependent on your whole engine in some ways. So I would put that in. Yeah, it is better. So I think we would put it at the back of B. And what do we have here? The Hellfighter, the Super 17. I think this deck is trash. But I don't want to piss off green players, so I think I will put it a bit higher. My reason being why I think it's a bit trash is space is very limited. Your chain can easily be removed. And yeah, I think the fact that space is limited for a green deck because you need a lot of tools. And green has some pretty good tools. And what I mean by tools and tech, that's things like Fated Rivals or Rosies for milling your opponent, Ribrians, things like that. And I do think the deck, it's fun. I think the whole, the concept of Z Awakening with different Z leaders, that's pretty cool. But I do think, space is limited. So in that case, I'm going to put that in C for, but why though? And for Vegeta Goku or the Vegito deck, I think the Vegito Goku deck is going to be pretty good. I do think that the Majin Vegeta starter deck is probably going to be a lot better because it's a lot more aggro, and you've got some cool little things you can do with it, like the when you Z awaken with your leader, you can end up just blowing up the entire field, ignoring barrier, which is just awesome. And then you can still, of course, for your turn, pay your energy to do whatever you wanted to. It's really cool. And for that case, because it's open to yellow, just yellow's tools. So you've got the new Vegito counterplay. You've got the Frieza riposts. You've got still good counters and stuff like that overall. We're probably going to put it in A, but I would put it towards the back. And next we will look at the Majin Buu. And once again, it's open to yellow's card pool. So it's very good. The chain is easily removed though, which is sad. There is a promo that they made it a little bit better, which allows you to essentially grab I think it's your 6-drop, and replay it if it were to be removed from the field, which is cool. But yeah, I think because of just yellow Saiyan cards in general, the amount of strength that they have, I think we'll see more of that. But we'll still probably see some Majin Buu decks here and there. So with that, I would put that in not bad. And of course, we have Cumber. Now, Cumber is a very aggressive, very strong looking deck. It's got free-to-play counters, just like Android 18 does. It has a pretty decent card pool overall. Of course, because it's black, it can easily play overround cards and things like that. However, it is a little bit chain reliant. The whole engine is pretty thick in the deck, so you don't have much space to be able to fool around with cool other techs and ideas. You can, but yeah, I think overall it's still a very, very powerful deck, and we're probably going to see a lot of people playing it this year. I do look forward to making a profile about this sometime soon, and I would rank this very good. Now, where do we place everything? That's the question. I would say Android 21, because there are some people out there that are just stupidly good at these kind of different playstyle decks. They always find a cool little twist. So I'd probably put 21 at the top. I would probably put Android 18. In my opinion, I would say they're actually equal to the Vegito, just because the Vegito itself has good defense as well now. But I think because of its aggression, and you're not really standing energies during your turn, so you're not open to a lot of these cunning cards, or these cards that stop you from wanting to play or restand energy during your turn. So I would probably place 18 second. Yeah, Vegeta Goku third. No, let's actually go that way. I think Cumber will be better than Vegito. I think just because it's a lot more aggressive at the moment. And then, yeah, the Vegito fourth. I think it's still very good, but I do think that the Majin Vegeta will probably see more play. And for B tier, nothing is S tier, sadly. I think it depends what next set offers. I think if next set can bring something good for green and try to stay away from yellow and blue, then we shouldn't have any problems with any broken decks. Of course, there's still Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the red, and Sin Shinron at the moment, but I do think that the next set's probably going to do something to kind of just stir them away. The same thing that, if you remember, we had the U7 Son Goku deck. I remember that they didn't really do anything to lower that deck, its overall power. They just kind of left it, and it just slowly died out more and more and more. Still, though, it's a good deck. I'm not giving it any discredit for that. But for B, I would say, yeah, I would probably go Boo would probably go here and Invoker first, just because I I mean, that's pretty tough. I think Buu would actually go at the front. I think Buu would go at the front because of Yellow's support, and there are a lot of just good players out there. I think Invoker is still limited because of it's a red leader. You have less defense overall. You kind of tap yourself out quickly, and green is green, sadly. And yeah, Hellfighter for C, it doesn't perform as good as the Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku. And then the Universe 3 is just, yeah, it is what it is. And yeah, this is my tier list. Hope you like it. If you like the video, like it. If you don't, you don't. Thanks for watching. Bye.